Darkness stretched across the land, yet it was not empty. In the void between heartbeats, the remnants of forgotten chants echoed like restless spirits. Mortals, bound by fear and worship, whispered prayers to masks that no longer answered. But deep in the unseen realms, a single throne trembled. Egungun, the masked one, the deceiver cloaked in pageantry and terror, felt the first crack in his dominion. His laughter, once enough to command nations, quivered with unease. For a presence walked the earth now, one who did not bow, one who did not fear. Eledumare, and the masquerade was about to be torn apart.
The void trembled with the sound of the Bonta drums. Not just sound, this was rhythm, woven into the very fabric of reality. Egungun stood in the heart of his domain, every inch of his towering figure wrapped in layers of radiant cloth, shimmering beads, and masks with eyes that seemed alive. Each mask bore a different expression: joy, rage, sorrow, madness, as if all his countless identities were watching with him. The drums grew louder. Each beat was a heartbeat of the cosmos, echoing through his bones. Egungun began to move, slowly at first, hips swaying, feet tapping the unseen floor of the void. His movements became wilder, more frantic as the pulse deepened. He leaped, spun, and crashed back down with such force that the ground quivered beneath him. Sparks of divine energy rippled outward with every stomp, sending tremors across his endless domain. From far away, in the mortal world, the echoes of his dance stirred festivals in remote villages. Worshippers, draped in bright cloth, spun in circles, chanting his name. Egungun drank in their faith like fire to oil, and his body began to glow with a faint red aura, power incarnate. The drums stopped. It was as if an unseen hand had cut the rhythm from existence. Egungun froze mid-step, landing in a crouch. The void, once alive with music, now seemed empty. Even the shimmer of his aura felt dimmer without the beat to feed it. The only sound now was the soft, steady drip of water somewhere far away, though no river flowed here. No rain ever fell. He straightened slowly, scanning the infinite darkness. Eledumare, he called, his voice a blend of challenge and curiosity. You hide yourself. You watch me. Why? Afraid I'll dance you into the dirt. No answer came, only the oppressive weight of silence. Egungun smirked, but there was an edge to it now, a shadow of unease in his eyes. He raised his arms to summon the drums back, yet nothing happened. His fingers twitched, but the rhythm did not return. It was as if something, someone, had seized control of the very power that fueled him. "Where are you?" he demanded, his voice growing louder. "Show yourself!" The reply came not from in front of him, nor behind, but from everywhere at once. "I have a place for you all." The voice of Eledumare resonated, not like sound, but like truth itself, pressing against Egungun's soul. The god of masquerades flinched, his heart skipped. His eyes darted around the void, yet no form appeared. The presence was immense, as if the very fabric of creation bent under its weight. "It is true," Eledumare continued, his tone calm yet terrible, "that you may live so long as mortals feed you with belief. But I am always ahead of you, Egungun, always." Egungun's grin faltered. "You think me blind?" Eledumare's voice sharpened, each word like the tolling of a great bell. "I see every mask, every festival, every offering you claim. You are not as untouchable as you believe." The dripping water grew louder, like the ticking of an unseen clock. Egungun's hands curled into fists. "You speak as though you can unmake me," he said, but the quiver in his tone betrayed him. There was no warning. A force like 1,000 storms struck Egungun across the face. The impact sent him spinning through the void, smashing into the unseen ground so hard that the very air cracked. Craters formed beneath him, glowing with the heat of divine power. His masks clattered against the floor, some shattering into shards of light before vanishing into nothing. Egungun groaned, the taste of blood flooding his mouth. He staggered to his feet, every movement heavy with shock. His once perfect regalia hung in tatters, colors dulled, beads broken. And then the voice came again, this time right behind him. "After I am done with you," Eledumare said, his tone like iron wrapped in fire, "I will descend to earth. I will raise my armies, and your death will be my first message to the rest." Egungun spun, cane forming in his hands, but the space behind him was empty. Only the heavy pressure of the voice remained, wrapping around him like chains.
The air thickened. Egungun felt his knees weaken, not from pain, but from a pressure so immense it seemed the universe itself demanded submission. "Kneel," Eledumare commanded. It was not a suggestion. The word hit Egungun like a tidal wave, and before his mind could resist, his body moved. His knees slammed into the unseen floor, his head bowing under an invisible weight. Rage boiled in his chest, but it was powerless against the overwhelming presence pressing down on him. "I have my pride, Eledumare," Egungun growled, forcing the words through clenched teeth. "I am no slave." "You were all created for my amusement," Eledumare interrupted, his voice cold as the void. "You do as you are commanded." The words pierced deeper than any weapon. Egungun's fingers tightened on his cane, his defiance flaring. "Then you will taste the wrath of the festival spirit," he snarled. With a flick of his wrists, 2 canes of blackened wood and crackling energy formed in his hands. "Come forth, canes of torment." Egungun struck, cane whistling through the air with blinding speed. The void itself seemed to split under the force of the blow. But before it could land, Eledumare was behind him. No sound, no warning, only presence. One moment the space was empty, the next it was filled with a force so absolute it erased the concept of distance. Egungun froze mid-strike. His breath caught. His skin prickled with a cold dread he had not felt in centuries. "Your courage," Eledumare said softly, almost pityingly, "is of no importance to me." Egungun's vision blurred, his grip loosened. Something inside him felt wrong, as though the very threads of his being were being unraveled by invisible hands. What have you done to me?" he gasped. Egungun looked down. A thin, glowing line ran from the crown of his head to his waist, a perfect divide. "You split me," he whispered in disbelief. The line widened. His body tore apart with a sound like silk ripping, yet beneath the surface, there was no flesh, only light, shadow, and rivers of divine blood. His upper half slid away from his lower, tumbling into the dust. Crimson spread across the ground, glowing as it pooled, staining the once pristine domain with the mark of death.
His masks lay shattered around him, their once vibrant expressions frozen in horror. Eledumare stood above him now, form still cloaked in divine light, impossible to look at directly. I need vessels, but how long will this take to traverse the realms? 500 years, perhaps?
Egungun's breath came in short, ragged gasps. His vision dimmed, the void around him fading into a haze of black and red.
You will bring war, he choked.
Eledumare's gaze did not waver. I will bring balance. Egungun tried to speak again, but blood filled his mouth. His hands twitched, reaching for one of his fallen masks, as if by wearing it he could hold on to himself for one more moment. But his strength failed. His fingers went limp. With one final shuddering exhale, the Lord of Masquerades was no more.
The crimson pool at Eledumare's feet began to boil, its light dimming. The ground turned to black ash, swallowing the remnants of Egungun's glory. The masks dissolved, their power scattered to the winds of the void. Silence returned. But it was not the peaceful silence of before. It was the stillness after a storm, heavy with the promise of more to come. Elidumare turned away, his voice a whisper that still carried the weight of creation. One fallen, many to go. Then he was gone, and the void closed in over the ruins of Egungun's domain. Yet even as Egungun's ashes vanished into nothing, the world above shuddered. Whispers spread through the dominions of the other false gods, whispers of a throne shaken, of a masquerade torn down by fire and light. Fear coiled where pride once reigned, and hunger stirred where silence had long slept. The fall of one was not the end. It was the signal. In the distance, storms began to gather.
Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss the next chapter of Nightmare of the Gods. Drop a like and share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice keeps this story alive.